Hey everybody, it's Brian with B-Dub Designs and we're back with another video. Last time we were together, we kind of did an intro into our new company and the unboxing of the Bambu Labs P1S. And now that we've been up and going for about a week, kind of wanted to touch base with you all and let you know some of the extras that we purchased to go along with the printer. Don't know if all of them were really necessary or not, but based on some of the videos that I've watched and research that I've done, kind of thought that maybe they were an area that would be a good place to start at least. So in the beginning, we mentioned that we were going to be down in our basement, and really the basement isn't somewhere that I have, workbenches and things that I have available to put a printer on. So the first thing that I had to start with is getting some sort of table or workbench. What I decided on was a shelving unit, bought it from Home Depot, and it's really doing a nice job for kind of what we were envisioning that we would use it for. The workbench that I decided to go with, we got from Home Depot. It was the Muscle Rack 5-tier shelving unit. What was really nice with this and why I decided to do it is it actually comes apart into two separate sections. So instead of having to have a 6-foot high shelf, you actually can break it down and then have two, kind of waist high workbenches, which that was going to be perfect for that level that we want the 3D printers at. And then it added some nice shelving as well. I'll be sure to put all the links that we discussed today in the description. That way, if you want to go out and find some of these things online yourself, they'll be right there for you. So one of the things that I had come across when looking at the printer was anti-vibration feet. I decided to get them when I purchased the printer from Bambu, and honestly, I haven't even installed them. I've watched a couple of videos, and the amount of shaking that the unit does with these anti-vibration feet on kind of didn't intrigue me much. I kind of wish I had watched those videos before, but oh well, I think they were pretty cheap, maybe like $10 or something like that from Bambu. Maybe they work, maybe they don't. Right now, I did not install them, but it is something that I picked up. And even though I didn't install them, I at least wanted to kind of mention my thought process and some of the things that I decided to purchase when we were getting up and going with the printer as well. When I was buying the printer on Bambu's website, there was a couple of add-ons that it asked you if you wanted to purchase at the time. I decided it was probably a good recommendation to go with their recommendation, so I did opt to buy a couple extra plates. Now, I didn't opt for any different type of plate than what was recommended. I went with the textured plate that was on the site. The other thing that I did purchase at the time with the printer was extra filament. I didn't know that some filament would come with the printer, but being that this is the first printer, I kind of didn't know what to expect, how much filament we would need. So I did opt for about 4 rolls. Had no clue what colors to go with. So I kind of went really standard: black, white, red, and blue. So if you go out on the internet and you do some researching about 3D printing and information that you need to know, one of the areas that I've come across multiple times is the importance of making sure you're drying filament. Now, I have a couple buddies that print on a regular basis, and they don't ever dry their filament, and they don't seem to get into any issues with it at all. Maybe it's where they're located, maybe it's low humidity anyways, but I decided for a pretty inexpensive add-on to this machine, I opted to go with the Sunlu S4 filament dryer. I thought, for about $100, it'd be kind of a nice addition. It would make sure that I was setting myself up for success and not having to deal with any moisture issues in the filament. So my general plan with that dryer is that every single roll that I get in before I use it, I'm just going to throw it in the dryer. It's pretty user-friendly. There's settings for different types of filament that you use. And I just honestly go with the PLA setting, put the rolls in there, and it runs for, I think, 4 to 5 hours, somewhere in that time frame. This next extra might kind of not even need to be mentioned, but I did buy a surge protector. I figure it's an expensive investment, and I really don't want to have to deal with any power surges or end up kind of blowing any of the circuits in the machine. So, why not protect your $1,000 investment with a pretty inexpensive surge protector? The next addition, I don't know if it really is necessary or not, but a lot of people have mentioned that one of the upgrades that they really wish that Bambu would do on the unit was have better lighting. And there is an item available called the Panda Lux LED Strip. I watched a couple videos on how to install it. I'm not going to do an install video. You can definitely find it out there on the web yourself. But it probably took me less than 10 minutes to install it. And I have got to say that the lighting inside the machine before and after the addition of that LED strip is night and day. And then the last couple of additions that I bought right about the same time that I was buying the machine, maybe within a couple days of receiving it, was a couple of tools. So I noticed everyone had a deburring tool and they had flush cutters. I have been, I guess, blessed that I haven't had to use the deburring tool much, if at all, with any of the prints, but I can understand where when you print items with a brim, or you might not have the cleanest of prints, that being able to clean up them just a little bit would be very useful. The flush cutters I definitely have used a time or two when I'm trying to remove some supports on a couple of the prints, or just cut off a couple little stragglers of filament that maybe didn't blend in perfectly. Really want to say thank you for watching this video. I hope that it came in handy for you. Over the next couple weeks, I'm sure I'll come across a couple of other must-haves, and I'll definitely put another video together for you all so you can see those items that I really thought would come in handy for you. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe and share with your friends.